So I've often told the story of the FBI study back, I think it was the 90s, where they took some actors, had them walk in street scenes in various modes of dress and acting as different types of people, and showed these videos to, or these films to prisoners in federal prison who were arrested for street robberies, muggings, things like that. And there was a certain thing that was like blood to a shark to these guys. So they would show, these people, and if they were a number one, oh yeah, definitely go after that one. In New York, were the same as Chicago, they were the same in LA, same in Texas, whatever. If that person was a number 10, oh, I'd never touch them. New York, Chicago, LA, Texas was pretty much the same, right? So for instance, the one they would never touch was this petite woman in a red business dress or business suit, and she's walking clip, 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 clip very quickly, aware of her surroundings, high heels, you could hear clicking on the pavement. And she was, they said, oh, we never touched her, we get within 10 feet of her, she'd scream her head off. And there's another guy who was walking kind of, like this, and tall, skinny guy, and looking like a tourist from the countryside. Oh, that guy's a hillbilly, we'd jump on him, and he walks like a farmer, or they might say something about his walk. And what was going on was, and the thing that was like blood to a shark to these guys was this. If the actor walked in a non-opposing gait, most human beings walk opposite hand, opposite foot when they walk, right? This non-opposing gait walk is a sign of a problem with connection between the hemispheres communicating, and it's a coordination problem. So I would test for that if I get groups of more than 50 in one of my seminars, and say, okay guys, you're not used to stick work, take a stick, put it in your hand, and just walk. And and then that became, all right, bring your body down to 90% and walk like a SWAT officer, try to keep your eyes steady. But what I'm looking at is, are they walking with an opposing gait, or are they walking with a non-opposing gait? And the guys who are walking with a non-opposing gait, it's a little bit like being colorblind. It's not their fault, they don't have a problem, but there are some things you're going to have trouble doing. Colorblind people have trouble distinguishing colors. A lot of times these people with that issue of having that non-opposing gait, I forget the technical term for it, but problems with coordination. We had an officer in one class, and I was explaining how, the push and the strike with the baton is very much like a jab cross in boxing. So I said, a lot of times if someone has a hard time with a stick technique, I'll give them the anti-hand version just to check their coordination or tie to something they're used to. And so I said, okay, it's like jab cross, guys, jab cross. And I was showing it to him, and everyone's doing it fine. So this one guy, it's like, this feels so unnatural. He couldn't do a jab and a cross. And I'm telling him, lead hand extends out. These are two straight punches. As you pull one hand back, the other hand extends. And he just could not get that. He was colorblind in terms of coordination. So here's a drill to check for that and to solve that problem so that person can come away with a technique that they can actually use. So I used to have a drill that would check for coordination problems. If I had a group of 50 or more, there was generally on average one person with that kind of problem in class. I would have them simply walk. Everyone just walk. It's a new technique. It's easy to get. It's a way to let you get used to having a stick in your hand. Just walk. You're doing it all your life. And what I'm looking for is who's walking with an opposing gait and who's walking with a non-opposing gait. And they say, okay, now I'm going to use that for cutting. So I want you to walk with, an opposing gait. And I define it, and come in and cut one. So forehand, left leg forward for a right-handed person. 2, backhand, and you walk back and forth like that. And I would call that the speed walk. Especially if I notice someone with a coordination problem. Okay, guys, now we're going to learn the power walk. So now, if you're right-handed, you go and you step and stomp like an angry 3-year-old throwing a temper tantrum and make a big power cut. And then step on the backhand, left leg forward, drop your body weight, and cut on the backhand. So that's something that the person with the coordination problem can do. It's a big, heavy power cut. So at least there's some section of your training that guy can do. And very often these guys get very good at recontrasts. Recontrasts are simple techniques that are very aggressive, that charge right in. You know, you have to have good timing to apply them in a fight, but sometimes just charging in aggressively with a lot of strength can cover a lot of problems with other issues. So they come out of the class with something they actually can do, and they feel more satisfied in the class. Everyone will get, you know, that type of power hitting, but it's especially important in your classes that you're able to find things that everyone can do, and sometimes maybe somebody can only do this one section of technique. So give them something they can have success with in your classes.